Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to another episode. Today's episode is going to be based on a recipe known to many as Chile Verde. If you've never had Chile Verde, it is freaking delicious. I love it. I grew up eating this recipe quite often as a child, so I'm very happy to make it today. I will say this is not going to be super traditional. This is more of an amalgamation of different versions that I have liked over the years. And yeah, super stoked to make this. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with our meat. This is about 6 pounds of pork butt. If you're in an area where they don't call it pork butt, just understand this pork shoulder. Also, so you can find it at your local grocer. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika. Then I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of chipotle powder. Then I'm gonna add quite a bit of salt and pepper. I would say this is to taste for you. Anything's always to taste for you, but for me, I like a lot of pepper, so I'm gonna be here a minute. And then our salt, I've got pink Himalayan salt here. You can use whatever kind of salt you want. And now we have all of our ingredients in there. I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up. All right, our other ingredients include, I've got 5 poblanos here. I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So for our other ingredients, I've got 5 poblanos. I've got 8 tomatillos. I'm actually gonna add 1 more, drop in 9. And then I've got 1 large white onion that has been chopped into quarters. And then I've got 3 jalapenos and then 3 Anaheim chilies here. I'm gonna put these in the oven on broil, on high, and I'm gonna turn them as they go. I want a nice char on these. Okay, so in a Dutch oven, I went ahead and added about 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. I used olive oil. You can use grapeseed, whatever you want. So I'm gonna start working my pork in batches because I don't want to overcrowd the pot and not get these nice and seared. All of my pork has been cut into nice little cubes. I forgot to mention that, I'm sorry. So I do them at about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. But of course, you can cut them however you want. So my meat's been going, and I have my veggies here. They've been on boil on high. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to turn each one of these over, and then I'm going to pop them back in for a little bit longer, and then take them out, let them cool off a little bit, and I'm going to pop them into the blender to start making our Chile Verde. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and add in 2 Inro Chilies to a pot of water, and I'm going to boil them for a little bit. These are going to be included in the verde, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on high. I want it going real fast, and there we go. I was hitting the wrong burner. Okay, so these are going to go ahead and go, and they're going to start boiling up. You want them nice and soft, and then you're going to go ahead and throw those in with your with all of your like poblanos, your Anaheim peppers, your serranos, everything like that. After you destem them, and which I highly recommend destemming them, but also take out any seeds if you don't like a lot of heat.
All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna make some rice on the side while I wait for the meat and everything to cook. And this is just gonna be some cilantro garlic rice that I'm making in my pressure cooker here. I'll show you more of the steps along the way later in the video. So go ahead and start this up. This is about 2 cups of rice. Now moving on to my Inro Chilies, making sure that they're not dry here. What I'm looking for is a soft feeling. That's what I really want. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take those, throw those on the cutting board with the poblanos and the Anaheim peppers. Now, you can choose to put these in an ice bath and go ahead and take all the skins off if you want. I don't really want to do that for this recipe. I like it like this, so I'm going to go ahead and throw all these into my blender, and of course, removing the stems. As you can see here, some of the skin I do remove, but I don't really remove a lot. This was really just for demonstration purposes, but I prefer to keep the skin on because I like that charred taste at the end. Sometimes it can be a little bitter for most people, but I really don't mind how it turns out. So now I'm putting everything in here. We've got our jalapenos, we've got our tomatillos, we've got our onions, we've even got our poblanos that are going to come in here just shortly, the Inro Chilies, and the Anaheim peppers. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to toss all these in here, and I'm going to put this on high in the blender. You can add some garlic if you want. I added about, I would say 7 to 8 cloves of garlic because I really like garlic, so they are in there. And if you need a little liquid to help you go along the way, that's perfectly fine. You can use just water or chicken stock, whatever you want. But that's going to go in the blender on high.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start adding in the sauce. There we go. And to this, I'm going to go ahead and add in about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons. I'm going to do about 2 tablespoons of Mexican oregano. That's about 3. Almost 3, but that's fine. I'm going to add in a bay leaf. Let's do one more just to be safe. I'm going to add in a little bit of pepper now. I'm just adding about 2-3 tablespoons of pepper, and then just a little bit of salt. I'm going to let this keep going, and I'm going to keep tasting it to see if I got it to where I want it with salt. I'm going to add in about a cup of chicken broth to help it work along the way. All right, now I'm just going to start incorporating all of this. It's going to start getting a little bit darker because, again, this one has chipotle peppers in it, has chipotle powder in it as well. So it's going to be a little bit darker than a normal Chile Verde. Still going to be super good. All right, now that I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and add in some more chicken broth. I want to get this a little bit more liquidy. Add in, and just, at this point, I'm using about 2 cups, guys. A lot of this is going to boil off. So I tasted this. This is really good. It's very spicy, so you can reduce the amount of jalapenos if you want. I like a lot of heat in my food. I'm going to go ahead and let this get to a boiling point. Then once it starts boiling, I'm going to put this on simmer, on so low, cover. So I'm going to put the lid on top. So still simmering and everything. I went ahead and just added in about 1.5 bunches of cilantro to this, and I added about 2 more tomatoes because I felt like I wanted a couple more tomatillos, not tomatoes, tomatillos, and it definitely brought out more of that green color, which is great, and it tastes a lot better. I've added some salt, and I'm just going to cover this up and keep simmering it for an hour. You can do it for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It's fine. I'm just going to do this one for an hour. So I'm checking on this again, just tasting it as I go. And I'm going to go ahead and add in some fat. I want some extra fat in this. You can use lard in this recipe. However, I'm going to be using duck fat because I want it real rich and fatty. So I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons, heaping tablespoons of duck fat. And just going to keep coming back and checking it over and over and over again until it's where I want it to be. Okay, so the rice is done cooking in the pressure cooker here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to add it, sprinkle in a little bit of garlic powder. I'm going to add a little bit more garlic powder as I go. I just don't want to add in too much right now because it tends to clump up. About a handful of chopped cilantro. So that was a handful of chopped cilantro, and then I'm gonna go ahead now. Now I'm gonna go ahead and mix this all up. Work my way through the rice. After I've mixed it really good, and I can see that a lot of the garlic powder has dissolved and or mixed into the rice, then I'm going to add in just a little bit more garlic powder as I go. And a little bit more. This is my favorite type of rice to make. Like if I'm going to make anything like chipotle like at home or whatever. This is my favorite type of rice to make if I'm going to make any like type of chipotle knockoff recipes at home with their cilantro, lime and cilantro rice. I actually don't add the lime. I add garlic instead, and it actually tastes much, much better. But you got to keep working it because you do get those little clumps of garlic. I have tried it with regular garlic, and it tends to be a little bit too potent. Okay, so we have our Chile Verde here in the cilantro garlic rice. I'm gonna go ahead and try this out. All right, so we got our dish here, the Chile Verde. Go ahead and try it. It's very hot. Super good. I really like that. So it has like a real smoky taste from the peppers and everything that have been in the broiler. I'm gonna try the rice real quick. I've had this rice 1,000 times, but I'll try it for you. Blends well with the sauce from the Chile Verde, with the garlic and the rice and the cilantro. This is super good. This would be good like on a winter night, like a really cold night. So okay. So go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what dishes you'd like to see. I'll try to recreate them. But yeah, thank you for watching.